drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's drop it like it's drop it like it's drop it like it's drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Pimps in the crib, mom.
How's it, guys? Is it recording?
Yeah, I'll put that in 100%. Okay, we are coming back at you again with another game of cannon rushing and void rays against diamonds. Since you guys enjoyed that so much, we figured we'd give you some more lovely early cannon rushes that tend to fail and some more early void rays.
Indeed, indeed. And this is even before the new patch that's come out, which has made void rays even more ridiculously overpowered.
I agree. This new patch has been the best thing for us Protoss players. If we weren't the master race before, well, we certainly are now.
Absolutely. Between battery overcharge and the new void ray buffs, like, there's no early rush that can beat us now.
Correct. So this game, we have Mac Mara in the top right, and we have Zeal in the top left, both from a team named 8pool. All I know is that their team name is not ENU, Eternal Noobs United, so they suck. Doesn't matter that they're a whole league higher than us, they suck because they're not part of ENU.
That's correct, that's just how it goes.
To all the new people who have joined our league, thank you very much. We hope that you're enjoying playing with our name next to your name, representing us, so big shout out.
I hope our clan tag strikes fear into the heart of your opponents when they see.
So as you can see, we got a cheeky little probe here. I'm just busy deciding where's the most opportunistic placement, and we have a pylon coming up. Now remember, with this cannon rush, we don't want to pull it off, we just want to make them stress, build some spine callers, you know, just like make them panic.
Make the Terran build some bunkers.
That's all we want to do. This pylon's in trouble.
Try not to be a noob and leave your probe unattended. That tends to not work out too well.
That's something that I tend to do often, but you know, base management is difficult enough as it is.
Well, when the opponent isn't even chasing your probe, I guess it doesn't matter. What's this guy doing?
Well, he gets the pylon down, but I've got a second one coming up here now.
Bloody Marines, I hate them so much. You can get out so many Marines so quickly for so few resources.
But that Marine is going to do nothing against these cannons. I don't know why I didn't run that.
This is a really good rush, actually.
Yeah, well, 3 drone kills.
You're going to take out that expansion.
Got a wall here. Don't forget to wall off against Zerg, guys, because, I mean, look at the name of their clan, 8pool. You know what 8pool means, eh? That means they're going to ling rush you. Luckily they didn't ling rush us here because they had to deal with the cannon rush first.
Absolutely. And there comes the typical Overlord scout over our base.
It looks a bit damaged from the cannon.
Overlords are so fat. They're like so fat and disgusting.
Look at that.
They've been getting tenders since age 7. Overlords are definitely chonky boys. Very ugly as well.
What did you say? They've been getting tenders since age 7.
If you're not from South Africa, you won't get that one, sorry.
Oh, look at this cannon, still slaving away for us. They haven't taken it out yet. They do have
some spines up.
But that's good. If he gets spines up, that's units that he's not making. And all the minerals that are wasted making cannons, well, now he's busy making spines with it.
And you know what spines can't hit? Void rays.
Correct, correct. Let me just say, with this new update, void rays cost 50 minerals less and they come out 6 seconds quicker. So if you think that these early void rays that are going to come out from Bill are impressive, just wait for our video in the next couple of days when it comes out 6 seconds earlier. It really...
And for 50 minerals less, that means every time you make a void ray, you can make a probe, or every time you make 2 void rays, you can make a shield battery or a pylon extra that you wouldn't have been able to do before.
And
insane.
You know how strong a shield battery with 2 void rays is, as opposed to just 2 void rays.
Yeah.
So here's some Marines are busy getting wrecked. Even just pulling these SCVs away to come and repair the building here is a big up for us, because he's spending minerals rather than mining them at this point.
It's true. Already looking very scary with his prisms aligned, even though it doesn't do anything against biological units.
3 kills, 10 HP.
That was a close one.
That was a close one. So what we got coming up here is just some expansions. Obviously my tech is all delayed just because of the cannon rush. Soviark over here, he's starting to mine his second base, and he's got some Stargates coming up.
Yeah, a pretty standard build. But this build works particularly well if you're not playing Terran. So if you're playing a Zerg duo or a double Protoss or a Zerg Protoss or something like that, then you don't have any worries because they can't make Marines.
That's the only problem. Even though Void Rays have been buffed, their weakness is still Marines. I think it's their only weakness at this point. People say, oh,
Yeah.
they're weak to Mutas and they're weak to Widow Mines.
Not really even mutas anymore, because with their new speed upgrades, like if you get Flux Veins out,
Yeah.
you can chase down mutas pretty easily. They're only slightly faster now.
Well, I'm sure with Flux Veins, if you just run your Voids away, they might be able to pick off one Void Ray before you get back to your base, at most. Soviark is saturated on his second. My second is starting.
It's always slow because of the cannon rush.
But worth it, worth it.
It's actually because of his APM, but we always give him the excuse of the cannon rush.
I don't know if we showed it, but the cannon actually did manage to take out this base over here, and he did have to build a new hatchery.
Indeed, and for Zerg particularly, that's quite detrimental because that's where they make all the units from, is from hatcheries. So.
Correct. Hey, but at least he has some spine crawlers now, eh?
Very scary looking skin on the Zergians. Looking like dinosaur boys.
And at least by them building tanks like this, because when you do a cannon rush, a Terran will always try and make tanks because tanks outrange cannons. In doing that, and we making air, these tanks are just rendered absolutely useless.
Oh, do you see that cheeky Medivac drop? That's another typical Terran piece of rubbish human thing to do. It's just like the scummiest thing you can do.
It's coming straight for Soviark's base. Headed right for it. I've got some Phoenixes. Just because they saw our Void Rays, I figured that I'll make some Phoenixes in case they make mutas.
And you know, you could use Phoenixes to go and pick off a few workers here and there as well.
Correct.
And here comes that Medivac onto our base, and there's one telltale thing that Terrans always do before they drop Medivac. They scan your base. So I saw the scan over my base and I instantly knew Medivac's coming, so I sent in the units to take it out. Always just keep an eye on your base. If you see a scan on the corner of your base, there's going to be a Medivac coming in.
There's only two places that they would have come with the Medivac. The most iconic place over here, and the other most iconic place over here. And if you're playing on 1v1, it'll just be on either the left or on the right of your main base. And yeah, if you see that scan coming, and it's normally around, I mean, he did it a little bit late, I think because of the cannon rush. Normally in a 2v2, that first Medivac's popping out at around 650. As soon as you see that scan after 6 minutes and 30 seconds, just take whatever flying units you have or ground units and put them on the edge of your base. And then you can just completely wipe out his Medivac.
And if you can do that, if you take out his Medivac before he even gets there, that's so much resources wasted, so much time wasted. It just breaks his spirit as a Terran because that's like his favorite thing to do.
And it's a mental game.
Yeah.
It's a mental game. If you take out his Medivac, you've taken away his man card instantly. So he's trying to go for a cheeky gold base here. Soviark's mine.
Meanwhile, I already had a gold base for eons.
And let's see what's going on here. Still got the tanks.
I mean, not much. Do they even have an army?
They got factory, starport, second factory coming up. Obviously wants to go into Thor's, got his armory.
Standard stuff. Very standard stuff. You can see the Zerg is crippled. He's only got his third base up now.
And for Zerg, they meant to have the third base up, what? Correct me if I'm wrong, in under 3 minutes?
Yeah, super quick.
Here goes a cheeky little hit squad of Void Rays from Soviet.
And you see that, so that's the speed of the Flux Veins upgrade before the patch. And look how fast they're going. Can you imagine what it's going to be like?
And these sieged up tanks, if only they could just stretch their necks a little bit further into the sky, but it's not going to happen.
Oh, bloody Marines. Had to run away. And that's another typical Terran thing, just to build a million bloody missile turrets. But it never does them any good, honestly. A missile turret, if you build one in your mineral line to prevent oracles and stuff, that's fine. But anything more than that, it's just a waste.
Correct. They're not anti-air structures. They are just for detection and to prevent oracles. In my opinion, because I can just pop out a new... what's that thing called? I can just pop out a new Tempest. And I call it a new Tempest because they got this new upgrade now which makes them do extra damage against structures. And obviously they outrange these little turret boys.
By far. But if you have a bunch of carriers, it doesn't even matter anyway because they just shoot at your interceptors which just rebuild. So.
Correct. You know, some popular YouTube casters like to call carriers, they like to call them rich man's units. Rich man's units, yet they save you money because, you know, the thing stays alive forever and kills all of the things that lies in its path. So in my opinion, it's the broke man's unit, it's the middle class man's unit and the rich man's unit. Everyone should just be using carriers.
It's like a savings account.
Correct. Just build up interceptors.
Yeah.
That's your interest. So as you can see, because Soviet did so much damage with the Void Rays and he continues to do so much damage with them, I decided just to go straight into carriers to take care of the Marines.
Yeah, send your Zerglings. What are they going to do?
Here come the Muters, some Corruptors, cheeky Recall. We really are the master race. I don't know why anyone plays any other race.
I don't know either. I think at this point, we're pretty much just chilling, waiting to build up, get the double Golden Armada going.
Upgrades on the way. Mine are obviously a bit delayed. Soviet has got 4 Stargates, also deciding to pump out carriers at this point just because we're sitting in such a good position. A 5th Stargate and a 6th Stargate.
Look at all the production going on Darth Mighty's stand there. Did you see that a moment ago? It was like as long as the Nile River.
I have my moments sometimes. I have these little spikes of APM where I skyrocket up to 80 and then drop back down to 40.
It just takes a stim pack quickly. It's not very good for your health, but
you got to do what you got to do. Taking another expansion here at the back with these beautiful shield batteries here. Now I know that if they come in at the top here, which they just have, I'm sorted. These shield batteries are going to help me out.
Joke! Stop!
Leaving my Nexus on 450 HP.
oh god. Take a look at that. The Zerg swarm is not the swarm you need to worry about. It's the interceptor swarm you gotta be careful of.
It really is such a bigger swarm than a Zerg swarm.
Yeah.
Now, one tip that I can give you guys in 2v2. Never engage both their armies with one of your armies. It sounds obvious, right? But when you are defending your Nexus, which is your precious little Nexus, and they come in with 2 armies to come attack it, the first thing you do is F2 and you A-click and you try to defend your Nexus. This is 400 minerals. Let it go, okay? One carrier is 350 minerals and 250 gas. I would rather lose a Nexus than a single carrier. So if they had to come in here with both their armies, I would chill over here and wait for Soviet to come and aid me before I engage. Never engage one army into 2v2.
Yeah, very important. And you just stimmed his Marines. Not
For
sure
nothing.
why, because they're just sitting there. And if there's one thing that carriers absolutely slaughter, it's Marines.
Correct. Can you imagine being a Marine, like in your little metal suit, and there you have this thing?
Yeah, no, there's nothing you can do.
Okay. You see, we took the engagements on both their armies with both of our armies, and at this point it's over. Even though I lost all my carriers, I took out most of the Terran, and yes, Soviet has, how many carriers is that? A bunch. Let's just say that.
I'd say it's about 1 million.
It is exactly 8. But 8 is close to 1 million.
It's close
to 1 million.
Close to 1 million. Might as well be 1 million.
So at this point they have no army. They have some tanks which are useless against carriers, obviously.
The Zerg is hopelessly trying to expand.
He's only got his 4th base with 4 drones at the nearly 15 minute mark. This is a tutorial on how not to play Zerg.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you would have done a lot better in the beginning if you didn't let your cannon rush develop so nicely.
Correct. Never underestimate a cannon rush. Never underreact to a cannon rush. Take it seriously. That's my advice. Unless you're playing us, then just let it happen. Let it be. Let us do our thing.
If you see the ENU name tag, then just you know there's going to be a cannon rush coming. Just let it happen.
If only there was a speed upgrade for carriers, that would be amazing.
Yeah, they're slow boys, but it's the price you got to pay.
Look at this golden armada coming in here.
Those single 3 void rays, just the prismatic alignment, like animation. It looks like they're doing the most damage, even though there's a million carriers. It looks like the void rays.
Yeah, void rays do have really good animation.
Yeah.
And just like that, ENU, Dark Mikey, ENU, Soviet, another
Just like
victory.
that.
We've told you that this strategy works 10 out of 10 times. We thought you guys would have been bored of seeing this strategy. We mixed it up in the last video, but you guys were saying, no, we don't believe you. This doesn't work 10 out of 10 times. It does. Here's the proof. Double
And
diamond.
I don't know if you saw them beating, but yeah, they were double diamond lead.
And we keep on beating diamonds, but for whatever reason, the placement issue that Starcraft is having just doesn't want to put us in diamond. But it's okay. We'll stay in platinum and just keep on winning.
Blizzard, if you're watching this, please sort your shit out. Your ranking system sucks. Your patching system sucks. It's so buggy. It's been 10 years now. Can you please sort your shit out? Thanks.
But keep giving bonus patches to Void Rays. We appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate the buffs.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.